The golden age of Hollywood was a period that produced many tried and true beauty recipes that several actresses of the era swore by and attributed their beauty to. Many of these beauty secrets were simple enough to make and were made of natural ingredients readily found in the home. Stars of classic Hollywood understood that the same thing that can make you beautiful on the inside could also make you beautiful on the outside. That's why many of their tried and true beauty recipes and secrets relied on simple fruits, vegetables and pantry items. Hello everybody and welcome to Trying Old Hollywood Beauty Recipes Part 2. I was very happy to see that so many of you enjoyed my last video on this topic. So here I am again with more recipes from this wonderful book. As I said in my previous video, I'm not affiliated with this book in the slightest. I'm just making this video out of my own interest and at my own risk. I'm not being paid to make this either, but having said that, if you're a vintage beauty lover like me, I highly recommend picking a copy of this book up. The first recipe I tried was for straggly, stringy hair. A few hours before you shampoo, rub warm olive oil into your scalp. Leave it on as long as possible. Then give 2 washings and rinse well. To the last rinse, add half an inch of vinegar in a glass filled with warm water. A rinse of vinegar is also recommended to add gloss and shine to brunette hair, says the Hollywood Guide to Brightening Hair Rinses a few pages later in the book. Using an electric dryer is not recommended. While the hair is still damp, set it with your hands in soft waves. Now let your hair dry thoroughly. Take out the pins or rollers and comb and fluff your hair. Well, I don't know whether it was the olive oil, the vinegar, or maybe a bit of both, but I'm a big fan with the way my hair looks today. I'd say that this recipe was a success that I'll certainly be doing again in the future. The next recipe I'll be trying out today is called the Hollywood Vinegar Wash, for refining the complexion as a whole. For this series, I've had both vinegar in my hair, very nice, and vinegar down my throat, not so nice. So, who knows really how vinegar in my face is going to be? Let's find out. First of all, I'm going to cleanse my skin. So this is the vinegar wash. 3/4 distilled water and 1/4 vinegar. I'm supposed to pat it on my face with a washcloth. My eyes are tearing, I don't know why. And ta-da! Well, it burns a little. What now? That's it. It's now the next day after doing the vinegar wash, and I'm glad to report that my skin is quite happy with it. Obviously there's no dramatic results, but I've only done it once. I think it might be worth doing again over a longer period of time and seeing what happens then. In this video, I'll also be briefly touching on the body section of this book. While I'm there, I'm going to read you out something I found quite interesting called The Original Hollywood Spring Cleaning Retreat. Many actresses would take 1 week off each April for some spring cleaning. Some would rent a lake house, hire a cook and a masseuse, and go into hiding. For the next 7 days, they would engage in interior and exterior improvement. The first day, nothing but fruit juices are drunk. On the hour, every hour, they would be served a large glass of orange, grapefruit, or apricot beverage. They soaked in heated mineral water, were massaged daily, ate healthy food, and spent time until their 9:30 p.m. curfew, reading philosophical books. When they returned to civilization, they were ready for anything that summer offered. They looked trim in all the new styles, their skin was glowing and healthy, and the outlook was bright and positive. Circa 1938. Perhaps I should do something like that sometime. Now it's time to relax a little, with the help of a tired eye pack made of tea. The recipe says to make a weak tea and dip cotton pads in it. I decided for chamomile. Alrighty. And now I can nap for 10 to 15 minutes. Which I'm quite happy about, because today is awfully hot. Well, that was just lovely and terribly relaxing. I think I'll pick that up and make it a habit. Another recipe I found very sweet is called Hollywood Glamour Hands. It says to spray hands with toilet water after washing and drying. Gently fragrant, they will speak softly of your feminine charms to anyone who's near you. If you thought some of the recipes in my last video were wild, let me introduce you to the original and famous Hollywood facial, which I'll be trying now. So this facial goes over 2 days, with 5 steps in each day. Day 1, step 1 is cleanse the skin thoroughly, scrubbing around the nose and chin using a complexion brush, warm water and pure, non-alkaline soap. Leave the lather on the face for 5 minutes and then rinse with warm water. Now, I don't have a complexion brush, so I'm going to have to make do without one. I'm generally not a big fan of using soap on my face, but I suppose I will have to make the sacrifice for you in this video. Alright, the lather's on my skin, and now I have to wait 5 minutes. Steam the face by holding a large bath towel over your head while leaning over a basin of hot water. Stay here for 15 minutes to half an hour. Well, au revoir! The steaming was a success, except that my towel fell into the water multiple times and my very nice hairstyle's all ruined now. Pat the face with a soft absorbent towel and then rub beet juice on the face. You can use the juice from canned beets as a shortcut. Leave on for 10 minutes. The closest thing I could find was beetroot juice, which I suppose is close enough. I'm sure it'll do the trick. Smells nice. I look horrendous. See you in 10 minutes. The 10 minutes are over and I fixed my hair. One would think that that now would be the time to wash the beet juice off, but no, it gets much worse. Step 4. Using cotton pads, apply lemon juice over the beet juice and leave on skin for another 10 minutes. That smells nice too. I'm becoming a living salad. I look like an extremely sunburnt person. Those 10 minutes are over too. I've got beet juice on my face and lemon juice. So now it's time to wash my face. Right? Right? Unfortunately not. Step 5. Smear on whipping cream over the beet and lemon juice. Leave on for a few minutes. Then I can rinse with water. So the recipe said whipping cream. I didn't know if it was supposed to be actually whipped or not, so I whipped it anyway, just in case. If you've seen my first vintage beauty video, you will know of my aversion to dairy products. Ugh, that looks nasty. I'm afraid to breathe. I'm disgusted. At long last, it's time to wash everything off my face. I was thinking, imagine if it never came off. I mean the red. If I just look like that, because it looks very terrifyingly permanent. My skin feels so oily, as if the cream doesn't want to come off. I think I'm going to use tissues, like as if I'm doing cold cream. That was horrifying and I wish to never do that again. However, as I mentioned earlier in this video, this facial does go on over 2 days, so unfortunately I'm only halfway done. My skin feels very oily, as if there's still something on there. The cream. Well, to be continued tomorrow. Good evening. I'm currently drawing a bath, which leads me to my next recipe. A softening and moisturizing bath made of oats, almond meal and baking soda. I'm going to put this in my bath when it's ready. And here we are. Surprise, surprise, it all sunk to the bottom. Still, I hope that the bath will have some benefits. I'm sure that the bath will end up being relaxing anyway, even if my recipe turns out to be useless. So I've just had my bath and it was indeed very relaxing. I was a bit concerned at the end about the oat pieces, so I started frantically picking them out of the tub, but it ended up being not a problem at all. Now I'm tired, so I'm going to say goodnight. Hello, here I am a day later, ready for day 2 of the original and famous Hollywood facial. For step 1, I have to scrub the face again as in day 1. After rinsing, it's time for another steaming. Now make sure it doesn't fall into the water this time. Oh! No, it's only just dried. Gonna go hang it up again. This time the recipe called for adding a lump of camphor ice to the water. However, I didn't have one, so I went without. That's 15 minutes over. step is spreading honey over my face. This should be interesting. Certainly smells good. Ooh. I am a bit concerned on how I'm going to get this off my face afterwards. Okay, see you in 20 minutes. So 20 minutes have been, and although this mask was horrifically messy and I was constantly picking my own hair out of my face, I have to say it's the sweetest smelling mask I've made yet. Now the challenge to wash it all off. It's actually quite easy. Am I relieved? Then it's time for a layer of lemon juice, just as in day one. Can't decide if it smells nice or like toilet cleaner. Either way, it stings. Ouch! It didn't hurt so bad when I did it yesterday, but I suppose it's because of the beetroot juice. After those 10 minutes, it's time for the last, and my least favorite, step of the facial. The cream again. At least it's only for a few minutes. They're all done. Okay, 2 minutes is a few minutes, right? Time to rinse it off and I'm done with the facial. Once again, I think I'll need tissues. Okay, that's that. Now I'm going to rinse, and I'm finished. It's been a day after I completed the Hollywood facial, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but my skin looks and feels fantastic. I'm not even wearing any sort of powder or foundation on my face at the moment. I don't know if you noticed, but in some of my earlier clips I was sort of breaking out a little bit. And now it's improving and clearing up. I don't know if it's a coincidence or actually the facial. Either way, I'm very happy about it. Now, in old Hollywood, it was often believed that rinsing the face with natural and botanical ingredients helped correct imperfections and balance out skin types. These were called Hollywood skin washes. There's a little guide in here where you can match a skin wash to your complexion. I'd say I have quite normal skin and I have 2 options to choose from. However, since I don't have a blend of carrot and tomato juice, I have to go with option number 2, which unfortunately for me is milk. How do I even rinse my face with milk? Oh. Close enough, I'd say. Time to end the suffering. Before we part for today, I'd like to include some bits from the little section of eyebrow and eyelash growth. There's something here called Eyebrow Tip 5. Pinching the brows between thumb and finger will improve the circulation and growth. Work from the inner corners out. Okay, now I've done it 3 times and we'll see how it goes. Even if they don't grow, at least they've got some nice circulation. Now, a widely known trick to help grow your eyebrows and eyelashes that I didn't know was quite so old, castor oil. I've used this a few times myself. And here we are. Now, last but certainly not least, the Hollywood ice method, something I've been using on and off for the last couple of years. Many old Hollywood stars included ice cubes in their beauty routines. They were said to be great for reducing wrinkles and firming the skin. And that's all. I hope you enjoyed watching my vintage beauty videos. I know I certainly enjoyed making them. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Goodbye for now.